I love some sort of a light hike. Those I love those sort of light hike, because kind of transcended to Jiu Jitsu, because a lot of times it's like this, you know, when you start as a white belt, you can only see one step ahead of you. You cannot see the whole journey, you know. It's really hard for you to see. You can see a little bit over here, as you see some steps, and you kind of like have a little bit of a view, but you still cannot see the whole path, the whole journey through the black belts, you know. It's pretty hard, because you see one step, you start to over breathing, going up the hill, you know. And even in here, you can see where you came from there, a couple of steps down. I'm here, I'm still in the beginning of my journey, you know, still my white belt days, and that's why I love the hike scenario, you know, because it's same thing for me. Like, obviously I perceive that way, not saying that I'm better than anybody, but I just perceive in that way, you know. A light hike, sometimes it's kind of, you can get through that little flow state of mind as much as you get with Jiu Jitsu, you know. You kind of you stop to be somewhere else. You're only in that time and that momentum, you know. You cannot see anything else besides of your next step. What's the next step? You can see the journey. You can't see where the journey will bring you. You have an average idea, you know. It's really tough. Like, that's why I love to do those light hikes, because, you know, you keep the flow, you keep this state of like, right, cool, just the next step, just the next step. It's tough. You see, like, even here, you see the steps. It's mucky. It's cold. You can't see much out of the trees, you know. Sometimes you see some little highlights of like a little sunlight coming in, but you cannot see the whole pathway through the next step, you know. You can only see the step is ahead of you. Maybe right now, you know, I'm in here up to the mountains in Dublin, and it's easy for me to say, of course, as I know the way. I already done this hike a couple of times, you know, and this is not my first time doing this hike, but I perceive that, and I transcended with it. Every time that I'm doing those sort of hikes, like as a little white belt, you know, like, but step, I see the next step to the journey. See what I mean? Sometimes you see some shades of sunlight. Sometimes you're trying to reach that, but it disappears. It's the same thing that happened to you on your Jiu Jitsu journey, you know. Sometimes you feel that you're learning, you feel that you're getting better, you feel that that's the light, that's the sunlight. I can't see it, and then you're back on the muck again. You might sometimes injure yourself, sometimes you feel like you're not progressing, but a lot of times we forget progress. It's not a steady path, it's not a flat path. No, progress is up and down, a spiral. It's moving in a lot of different directions. That's what progress is. That's why I love the hike, because a lot of times you can't see the top of the mountain. You cannot see the pinnacle. You cannot see the pretty view you have at the top. The same thing as the Jiu Jitsu journey. Sometimes you're like, you struggle there, like, oh, like this is so mucky, this is moisture, this is wet, I don't feel like it's too cold. Oh, the class is 6 in the morning, it's too early. The class is, oh my God, it's too late. 8 p.m. Look at this path here. Sometimes I have to put my hands on the ground. I have to support my son to come up. And then, you know, after you see this, a little bit of a struggle, you might like, look, check that out, this sky from here. Check it out. See, sometimes that's what you can see. You know, you can see a pretty view after a little bit of struggle. But if you keep the faith in, I'm not talking about God, I'm talking about your own walk. on your own path, your own journey, whether this is jiu-jitsu or whether this is whatever you wanted to do in your life. It won't be easy. And if every time that it gets this slippery, you don't find the support, you don't help each other to dig each other out of that situation. That's why we're there for. We're there to support you on this journey, you know, the step by step. See now, it's dark, it's smoky, moisture, it's slippery, it's dodgy for me, it's dodgy for everyone around. If one step wrong in the place, you might fall here and hurt yourself severely. But if you keep, oh, die or die, yeah, maybe die, but if you keep yourself on the right path, you know, one step at a time, calmly, remaining on the path, you know, remaining on a train and remaining grafting, you will see a better outlook. You will have a better view of anything, you know. This obviously, like, I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody. I'm not better than anybody. I'm just using the hike as an analogy for you to analyze the journey of jiu-jitsu and the journey of the hike. They're pretty similar in a lot of aspects, you know. As much as like it's cold, it's moisture, it's slippery, sometimes you don't feel like doing, but I can guarantee to you that worth it. Now I would say we're about to the blue to purple belt level here. You know, we're into the blue to purple belt level. It's a struggle, it's going up. Might be now climbing up like this with a lot of support, one supporting each other. Might be the brown belt level. But if you stay steady, you know, on the path, on the dark days, you might at some point achieve some sort of like better view, better outlook. Look, now we're kind of like in a brown belt, you know. It's tough, it is tough, but we still have the view. Look at the view here. It's a much better scenario, isn't it? So worth the path, the struggle of being a slippery road, waking up 5 in the morning, going into the gym when you don't want to go. It's the same as the hike here. Daddy. Look, we're in a brown belt ways, so we keep going. We could stop right here and feel like, right, cool, I learned enough. But it's not what we are into this journey. This journey brings us for self-improvement and to get better every time. You needed to be going back again, one more time for the darkness, for the hard time, for the sweaty, for the slippery, for supportive each other here. Very supportive. Go on, Charlie. Let's go, buddy.
Wait, can I start the view? It looks amazing.
Yeah, looking amazing, the view, isn't it?
I feel like I could see the whole world.
Yeah, you can see the whole world, but you see, it's not easy. We have, yeah, like there. It's a struggle, isn't it? Yeah. It was a little bit struggle. Was it? Was not slippery. Oh, do you see? It's slippery. It's a, yeah. So look at the view. Does not worth this journey.
This looks like
does not worth. Look around. The struggle, the overbreathing, the overcome, the resilience does not worth. It does worth. Look at this now. See, this is Dublin for you. A lot of people don't even know how to get through this. A lot of people don't even know that a lot of times you have to get through the struggle to get something better on yourself, something better in your company, something better in your relationship, something better on your physical body, your mental body. It's not going to be easy. Nothing in life will be easy. The same thing as the jiu-jitsu journey. The same thing is the little hike. A lot of times we're going to go for those little niggles, those little slippery, those little painful injury, but we have to go through or we will never see that view. Look at this. Welcome to the black belt level. Acabou. Oi. Deixa eu tirar.